at the Alien, and this is day 2 and day 3 of my $2 beginner poker challenge. I'm turning $2 of free money into $2,000 playing poker. If you want to join me in this challenge, watch the last minute of the day 1 video for more information. We're looking at results here from last session. We ended last session up 52 cents, so the bankroll is now $2.52. We're still in the danger zone with an incredibly teeny tiny bankroll. So let's see if we can play well this session, bump it up to around $4 or $5 and get a bit of breathing room here. Last time I said my VPIP and PFR was too high. I was trying to play tighter than that. So let's see if I do end up playing tighter this session. I'm going to show you a few of the hands that I played in day 2 and day 3. And spoiler alert here, at the end of day 3, Santa Claus came to town. You'll see what I mean, so stay tuned. This guy on my right, the German flag guy, Thomas, he's pretty loose. He likes to see flops with a 71 VPIP. And I get ace-8 here in the big blind, so I'm just going to raise it. I probably got the best hand. And he calls. And I hit top pair, top kicker. I'm going to c-bet, and looking at his fold to c-bet, it's 33. I don't think he likes folding. So he just wants to play the hand out and see what happens on the river. I'm not really worried about the queen here. I mean, yeah, I guess he could have hit it and got lucky, but I'm not putting him on a queen. I think he's got a couple low cards here. Maybe he's got like a straight draw or a flush draw here, so I just shove, go all in, and try and get some value if he's got some kind of draw. But he thinks about it for a long time, and he's he hates folding. You're gonna see this guy later in another hand or two, and he throws a tomato. He's thinking, why can't you just let me see the next card? Damn you! And he ends up calling here with a gut shot, and he misses, and I take down the pot. Thank you, Thomas. So here's another hand with Thomas on my right, and you can see he's got a green label now. I've labeled him, that means he's a calling station, and he limps ahead of me on the button, and so I want to isolate here. I want to play against Thomas, but both these guys call, and you can see he's typing something. Maybe that's a swear word in Germany. And you see what I mean? He likes seeing flops. He wants to see flops cheap. He wants to see the next card cheap. He hates folding. And so they both call, and I got an overpair, but the board's pretty wet, and so I bet pretty big. I want these people to fold. I want one of them to fold, or both of them, but they both call. Now the board's even more wet. I don't think somebody has exactly 8-5, so I'm not worried about somebody having the nuts yet, but I'm worried about draw. So I just shove because they both got short stacks. And at this point, I'm trying to figure out if I won or lost the hand. The guy on the left, 5 deuce of hearts. He was open-ended. It was a flush draw too. And Thomas on the right, he was also open-ended, and he had middle pair there. So I don't know what they're doing in the hand with those hole cards, but I think I got kind of lucky there to win that pot. There's so many cards that could have made me a loser. In the first video I told you that I'd show you some hands that I played like an idiot. Oh well, this is one of those hands. I want to isolate. There's too many limpers here. I just want to go heads up, so I raise pretty big, and I get called by the button, and there's a king on the board, and I think this is where I start. My biggest mistake this hand here is making this big c-bet. I could have made a smaller c-bet and kept the pot smaller. And then he goes all in here, and I call because it's only a third of the pot. And I think I could have got away with this hand with a smaller c-bet and just folded the river. So I think inflating the pot was my mistake here. At the beginning of the video, I told you that Santa Claus came to town, and this is what I'm talking about. He's disguised as a pumpkin on the top left here. Leopold, his VPIP is 100, and his pre-flop raise is 88. So I'm buying in for $1 here just to make sure I can win the most money from this guy. And Mrs. Hold'em here, she's pretty bad too. It's like they're egging each other on, feeding off each other's insanity. So I just skipped ahead a bit here to a playable hand. I get ace king, and Leopold opens from under the gun with 34 cents. So I just min raise. I want to isolate him, and judging from his past behavior, he's most likely going to come over the top here, and he does. So I call, and he's got king 7, and I take down the pot with the better kicker. Here's another hand with Leopold, and I'm going to show a few hands with this guy, not because they're terribly interesting or there's a lot of skill involved here, but just because he really helped my bankroll. It was in the danger zone around $4 or $5, and he really gave me quite a boost here. So I raise over these limpers with ace 9, expecting him to possibly shove, and he does. And this is the kind of garbage he's shoving with, jack 9. So it was such a relief having a guy like this at the table when my bankroll is so low. Because it's just so easy to build your bankroll with a guy like that at the table. Here I get pocket queens, open up. Miss Hold'em min raises me, and Leopold comes in over the top as usual. So I'm pretty happy about that. I'll call. And queens against 6s, not bad. And I get a full, not a full house, I get quads. And a trophy, yeah. So here we have Mrs. Hold'em back also. So her and Leopold continue to egg each other on, and the rest of the table is taking advantage of it. I got ace king, so I just shove over top, and Miss Hold'em folds. So I wonder what she's doing, betting so large and then just folding. Leopold calls with he hits an 8 on the flop, but I get lucky on the river, so I take down that pot. This is the last hand I'm going to show with Leopold on the left here, and actually it's the last hand I'm going to show in the video. I open up queens, and Leopold raises me 42 cents. So I'm happy to get it all in here with queens. He ends up showing a king 2, and hitting top pair. So he takes down the pot. But you know, I've won so much off this guy. I really appreciate all the money that he's given me, and he throws an egg at me. I think I only lost 2 hands against him, and I probably won about 10. Alright, so let's review the session, but first I want to mention that free $2 bonus that I was talking about, it's now gone from my account. I thought it was permanent, but it turns out it expires after a week. Luckily I managed to make about $5 before that happened. Here's the results from day 2 and day 3 of the challenge. I'm up almost $12, nearly 40 big blinds per 100 win rate, which is really inflated because of that one guy spewing money at me. At the beginning of the session, it was pretty rocky for me. It got pretty low. I don't really remember that happening, but apparently it did. And then it looks like I managed to break away from that $0 mark and put quite some distance between my bankroll and that $0 mark, and we're up to about around $12 there. The total of all 3 sessions so far, it's $12. So, alright, so yeah, it looks about the same. The red line's coming up a bit. If you're a beginner or anybody who wants to join me in this challenge by making your own videos to document your progress from $2 to $2,000, I think it would be really fun if you did that with me. I'll put up some basic info on my website about how you can get going with this challenge. And if you get in touch with me, I'll link to your videos on YouTube. Just go to my website, evthealien.com, and find the $2 beginner challenge page if it exists, or find my contact info on the site and shoot me an email. I'm Ev the Alien. See you in the next video.